Welcome back to Mama's Tea Time, where we're just three mamas spilling some Reddit story tea. I'm Jessica.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are well into season 2 now. We're very excited.
We are here for it. Are you guys ready?
Are y'all ready? Who is kicking us off today?
I think I am.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, so we're going to get started. Let's do it. So, title is, Am I the asshole for asking my pregnant wife to leave our home after she faked breaking up with me just to get a reaction out of me? I think I was too harsh.
Interesting.
We'll leave the judge of that.
Interesting.
So, let's get it. So my wife and I have been together for 3 years. She's currently pregnant with our first child. For some context, I'm a surgeon and have always had long hours. This has been a known part of my life since before we started dating. Recently, she's been asking me to leave my job to do something with better hours, like private practice, because she says we need more time together. While I totally understand her perspective, being a surgeon is what I've worked for my entire life, and my long hours are just a part of that. I can't just flip a switch and move into clinical work. It's not that simple, and it's not what I've trained for. Anyways, the other day, out of the blue, she says she doesn't want to be in this marriage anymore because of the issues we've been having. Mainly, she wants more of my time, which, as I said, isn't possible given my career. When she told me she wanted out, I just said, okay. I told her that I appreciated her being honest and that if she truly feels like she can't be happy with me, I understand. I'm a secure person, and if she's not happy, I'm not going to convince her to stay with me just for the sake of staying together. She seemed surprised by my reaction and asked why I wasn't fighting for our marriage or trying to fix things. I told her that if I did, it would feel like I was begging her to stay, and that's not what I want. If she's unhappy, she doesn't owe me she doesn't owe me a reason to leave. The point is that she doesn't want to be with me, and that's enough. This seemed to frustrate her even more. She said something like, so you'd rather walk away than work on the reasons why I'm unhappy? I told her it's not that. I would have been happy to have a conversation about making things work realistically, but she already decided she wanted out, and I firmly told her that I wasn't going to be in a situation with my partner where they expected me to beg or beg for their love. I respect myself too much for that. She started crying and confessed that this whole thing wasn't real, that she was just testing me. Oh, God. She wanted to see how I would react because she's been feeling neglected with me not being around enough. And she thought that breaking up would force me to address that. By that point, I've already changed my mind. I told her I can't be with someone who would casually say they want to end our marriage just to get a reaction out of me. If she's willing to throw around the idea of breaking up so easily to make a point, that's a huge red flag for me. I told her I deserve a relationship built on mutual respect and commitment, and this isn't it. Now I decided to leave. I've asked her to move to her parents' place since the house is mine. She's pregnant, and I know this complicates things, but after what she did, I don't feel like this marriage is salvageable. Oh, I can't say that word. Salvageable. Whatever.
Dang.
Yikes, guys. Okay, please tell me your opinion. I need to know.
Well, I think there might be laws in place in some states where you can't just kick a pregnant, like a mother out of a house. I really do feel like there's laws like that.
I think so.
So there's that. She's a little nutso.
There's like things about it that I agree with, and
To
then
say the
there's things
least.
I don't.
She's just a little nutso. But hey, pregnancy hormones are a real thing. And as a doctor, surgeon, medical guy, I feel like maybe you should get that.
Mm-hmm.
But threatening your relationship just because you're a little upset.
There's different ways to go about that.
And she knew
to getting the attention.
She knew before getting into the marriage and having a baby that was his job, that's his career, that's what he wants to do, like his passion. And if you really love someone, I feel like you don't make them change what their passion is.
Right.
I don't know, right?
I agree. I mean, she could... Go ahead.
No, I just get, like, wanting to have time with your significant other.
She could go about it a different way. She needs more attention from him. He works long hours. Then talk to him. What can you do to make her feel better other than leaving your job?
Yeah.
And make a plan together. Don't just try to manipulate him into quitting his job. That takes a long time to get into.
A lot of money to get into.
A lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of hard work. Yeah.
He has to, if he's not in debt, he had to have spent a lot of money to, like, I know medical school is expensive, and, like, to be a surgeon, you go to even more school for that stuff. Like, that's money and time that he put into something he's passionate about and wants to do, and she just wants him to give it up for her.
Yeah. I'm going to share an opinion that I know people probably won't agree with. But I also, like, I respect that he's like, I don't want to have to beg for my wife to...
Yeah.
I get that perspective. But I also, as a female, especially pregnant, we want that reassurance. We want that love. We want that, like, I'm going to do anything for you mentality. Some hesitance of being like, whoa, like, no, I need this. Like, what can we do to work through it? I feel like he was very cold and just like, all right, that's fine. Like, I get his perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just felt like a certain way of like, he was so like, okay, if you're going to threaten, if you're getting to the point, like, I get he doesn't want his wife to threaten to end their marriage. Like, I get that is too far. And that joke was not funny. Again, jokes are not funny. But I also, like, we want to be, like, wanted, desired, all the things. We want that reassurance. We want that, like, my life would be so different without you in a negative way. You know, like, we want that, like, I need you in my life type. Even if it's just like a reassured feeling.
All three of us have been pregnant before, and you get really down in the dumps sometimes because your body is going through so much change. And I feel like you're saying, it's like, sometimes you just need a little bit of reassurance because you feel like a different person. Like, it's almost like imposter syndrome while you're pregnant because you're like, I'm not who I was. I'm not, like, everything about me is different. And
like, if I said to my husband, I don't know if we should continue, not that I would say this, but continue, like, if I don't know if this marriage is working or whatever, like, we're struggling or whatever, I would want him to be like, no, we're not even there. Like, I'm not even thinking that. What do we need to do to help get your mind off that and not in that direction? Like, I would want that reassurance that he would never want that.
Yeah.
And I feel like
not just say, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I somewhat get his point in it. You know, like, he's independent, you know, he's comfortable in who he is, but I feel like before just being like, okay, like, I understand after hearing that she was just kidding with it, like, she was just trying to get him to realize what she needed, then yeah, be upset because she was doing it and not being intentional about it. Yeah. He could have offered, like, other solutions before just going straight to, okay, yeah, that's fine, see ya.
I'm secure. I'm not going to beg for you. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's not begging when you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to quit my job for you, but how about my next day off? We do, like, I plan a day for us or something. Like,
yeah. What can I do to help you feel secure that I'm in this with you and that I'm your partner and I do care about you. Like that's the reassurance she needs. She's obviously feeling insecure about like never hardly seeing you because of the long hours and she's pregnant and she probably feels alone in it. So she needs that reassurance. Obviously she didn't do a very good job of getting that. That was not funny.
No,
That
Yeah.
no, not a good joke. But I don't know. I feel like some things can be done, but kind of like I was saying at like earlier, she knew what his job was going into
Yeah.
getting married, going into having kids, and like
mm,
I feel like it's not fair to anyone to say you have to quit doing what your passion for me. But I do get the idea I do get the fact that she just wants more time with him.
yeah, I think there's just a compromise of like this is where I'm at, this is what I feel. This is what I need from you or
Yeah.
would like to have from you. And
Yeah.
it just being that communicating that and meeting that person of what they're saying and instead of just being like, no, this is it. Like, okay, I can't do this, but I can do that. Like or coming up with different ideas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
I
was a
didn't
big
like
conversation that they didn't have. They
mm-hmm.
skipped the talking.
Yes. I didn't like at the end he was like, it's my house and sorry, if you're married, honey, sorry. You got
Married and pregnant with a child.
that told me everything I needed to know how he views things. I don't know why that like spoke out to me. Well, that's my house, so I asked her to leave. Like, okay, so what is marriage to you then?
It seems like, I mean,
Marriage is like we're combining as one, right?
mhm.
Like else does people do that differently? I don't know. Like it's
Well, have y'all watched Grey's Anatomy?
Yes.
I've watched some of it.
Well, he's giving very stereotypical surgeon, like
Mm-hmm.
all about me. I'm gonna be happy because I got the money, like,
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't like any of that.
and I feel like that's what he's giving.
Like you can't do better than me because I have so much money or whatever it is. Like, ugh, I just don't like any of that. Like, sorry, when you're married, it's becomes each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's our house. Like I don't know, like I just didn't like that any of that. I'm like, sorry, when you guys get divorced because that's what you're asking for at this point. That's gonna
Yeah.
be a settlement. That's gonna be something that has to be worked out. I've never been divorced. I don't know what that
Yeah.
entails. Um, good luck with that.
I mean, he probably, if he was a surgeon when they started their relationship, he probably had her sign a prenup, but
Probably.
um that I mean, it's just so cold too at the fact that like a part like life that he helped created, he's also kicking out of the house.
Yeah.
That's messed
Like I'm
up.
not completely hating on him because I feel like he was like, I know what I want. This is what I don't want.
Yeah.
He's like that personality is very direct of like this is what I needed with my wife. If like she feels I'm not gonna beg her to continue to be my wife if she doesn't want that. Like I am empathize with that, but I feel like he was very cold and like
It could have been handled differently
yeah.
and like probably saved a bunch of heartache, and they probably could have worked it out if he was a little bit less cold towards her, but seems like he made his decision and he's just gonna have to live with it, and he'll probably be just fine. It's seeming like he doesn't care really.
No, he was not
Mm-mm.
phased by being like, all right, bye. Makes me think that there was something else to the story. Like, okay, who do you have in your back pocket that you want her to leave so the other person can come?
It could be that. It just could be that he
That's a
makes a buttload of money too, and it's like, I'm literally gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I'll find another wife. That's probably what he's thinking.
Yeah, anyone will date a surgeon.
No, not I.
Mm.
No, I'm with her. I need attention. I need time.
Love languages are so huge. So if you are in a relationship or starting a relationship, know what your spouse's love language is. Figure it out because that's how they want to be shown love. That's how they give love.
I feel like mine's definitely words of affirmation and like, was time one of them?
Quality time.
Quality time, yeah. I don't care about gifts. They're nice. But I don't care about gifts or what's the other ones?
Physical touch.
I mean, that's nice, but
It's just like your thing, though. That's like
Mm-hmm.
makes you feel special. That's your love language. So like
yeah.
words of affirmation's definitely mine. I feel like as I've gotten older, gifts, like doing surprise things, like you thought of me, situations has been a
Yeah.
big thing.
I get that for sure. Like, I saw this when I was at the store and thought of you, so I got it. Like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Even
Could
if
be
it's
so
just,
little. It could be a pack of Oreos for me.
like, look what I got
A
you.
Diet Coke and a candy bar.
Hint, hint, hint. Come on,
No, he does
guys.
it all the time.
I'm sending this episode to my husband.
That's this. We're gonna have to clip that and send it to all the spouses.
Anyway, well, poor girl,
That's
but also, I don't know. I can just see both sides. And now I feel bad for her because she's being put out. And I don't even know how far along she is. Like, she could be like 7-8 months.
first pregnancy too. Like all the things that are new.
Oh, that's
All
bad.
by yourself.
Girl, go find you someone that wants to be a good dad. Because it doesn't seem like... I don't know.
There's some good bonus dads.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's worked
dang.
for them.
Always coming in hot, Katie.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife she can't quit her job? My wife and I have been married for 5 years. We have a 2-year-old and another child on the way. My wife just recently hit me with the idea that she wants to quit her job after the baby comes, and I told her I don't think that's possible. Admittedly, I kind of rejected the idea immediately, which pissed her off, but that's because I'm already feeling a bit overwhelmed. For context, when we got married, my wife insisted that we buy a big house with a lot of property. She insisted that we get 2 dogs and 3 horses against my judgment. The house was expensive, and the understanding was that my wife was going to work full-time. Since the birth of our first, she dropped down to part-time, 3 days a week, and has thrust basically everything else on me. I do all the lawn care for our huge property. It takes me 7+ hours per week. I care for the 3 horses she wanted. I take care of the dogs, do the laundry, clean the house, do the dishes, take out the garbage, and cook 75% of the meals. I do all of the house-related projects. We live in an old farmhouse because that's what my wife wanted, and the projects never end. I spend every weekend fixing something. Splitting the firewood, fixing the barn, maintaining the cars, and I make time to read to our child every night so my wife can have some alone time. To pay for my wife to drop down to part-time, I took on a second job, and some weeks work 14 days or 14-hour days. Honestly, I'm tired, but my wife's suggestion was that I could just pick up a couple more hours of overtime at my first job. It does pay really well because my boss likes me, so she could just quit her job. Now, she says I don't care about our family because I told her she can't quit. That's the end.
That man is a saint.
Mm-hmm.
I know for dang sure that if I got all the things that I wanted and then I told my husband that he had to take care of it all because I wanted it, there'd be some fighting words for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Who's like,
Yes.
okay, I want 3 horses, I want a big house, I want lots of land, but I want you to take care of all of it.
And I don't want to work, and I just want to just have my baby, and you have to pick up extra shifts because we can't afford to do all of it, and you have to do all of it.
And I need you to work
We
all
also
day.
have to do
and
the
like,
housework.
Housework. I need you to cook most of the
And
meals.
clean and cook.
And I
yes.
also need some alone time. So.
Stop.
What does she do?
I need that, yeah.
What does she do?
Listen, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't work. But I do stuff around the house. I help cook every now and then. I have a husband who enjoys cooking, so it's a little bit different. Like it's not like I'm forcing him to work all day and then come home to cook. He enjoys to cook, and I will help. And we have like a system. If he cooks, I do the dishes. If I cook, he does it. Like we have a system in place. And like I said, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have one kid, and I get sometimes needing like like a little bit of alone time, but it's not like I'm not asking for it every night. Like I'm not saying I need 2 hours to just decompress. Like no, I mean, can I have 10 minutes and like maybe go take a shower or
Right?
Alone.
like
Shower alone.
Keep him out of the bathroom. Let me shower.
Yeah.
like it's I just can't believe like her getting all the things that she wants, which is crazy in the first place. Let's talk about that. Like he was just like, yes, I'll get you your big house. I'll get you your big property. I'll get you 3 horses and 2 dogs. Like, yes, I'm going to get like, if I went to Camden right now and I was like, can we go buy some land and build a really big house? I also would like some pigs and chickens. The answer would be no. And then I'd be like, that
Maybe that's
sucks.
the problem. He can tell. You need to tell your wife no. Like sometimes, okay, I say this, but I hate the word no when I'm told no for things.
Me too. But
But there comes to that's not realistic. If you're not going to take care of it, and you're not going to take ownership of these animals and the chores and all the things that need to be done with this house and whatever, I'm okay to help, but I'm not going to be the only one doing it. That's where it's at. It's like you're going to meet me halfway. Like I'm okay to help with these things because you're wanting them, but I'm not going to be. I'm not going to take it on as my own.
like if I were him, I would say, hey, we're taking our kids and we're downsizing. We've got to sell the horses and the land, and then you can not work.
Compromise. Yep. You don't want to work.
Definitely.
Stuff has to go.
We got to save money somewhere.
I'm not picking up extra shifts. That's ridiculous.
On top of a second job, having a second job already.
Like, how
like, are you just saying that you don't want him home ever?
It's so weird.
Ugh.
We have like the polar opposite of the last story. I want to go more. This lady's like, can you take more?
Can you pick up extra hours? Like, he's already working 2 jobs. And
how old are their kids? They had 2 kids, right?
They have a 2-year-old and one on the way.
Okay. See, like I know I have a 2-year-old niece. I know, and I know y'all have kids that have been that age already. Like it's a lot. It can be a lot. But I know my sister has a 2-year-old and a 9-month-old. And she still does everything pretty much around the house and stays at home while her husband works. Like she cooks, she cleans, takes care of both of them. I don't know when she eats or showers, but like she does it because she wants to, and she loves her kids, she loves her family, she loves her husband. Like she doesn't ask for big things and then make him take care of it.
No.
And it can work. Clearly, I've seen it. So if she is just sitting there on her tushy all day watching Netflix while her kids run around and not doing anything at home to help, then...
Well, I also feel like as a wife, you probably especially when your husband works really hard and you know that, I have a desire of what can I do to make him when he comes home feel a little bit better about relaxed and chill after a hard day. I feel like I have that desire because I love and care about him,
Yep.
Whether that's picking up the house and making it extra clean or whatever before he gets home so he comes in and it's not chaos, the little things. And I feel like she's not having that desire. She's not having that what can I do to make his life easier? I feel like that's what you do when you love somebody.
Yeah, 100%.
And that,
agreed.
He's giving a lot more than she's giving, and that's the problem with the marriage. You have to give, and it has to be a give take.
It literally only seems like he's giving a lot and she's not giving any.
No.
Yeah.
And he's still thinking about her. I would read the bedtime story so she could have time. Like, what? Where's that energy on, like, his end?
Yeah, working
For
all
one,
day.
I like to put my kids to bed. We do that together.
Yes.
Still.
I
As
love
old as
that.
my older ones are, we do that together.
Yeah. I love that.
Dang.
Ugh, that's a lot. What's with people?
Oh, she just kind of sounds lazy.
High maintenance.
I want
Like,
these things, but I don't want to
She
work
wants to
for
be.
them.
I
She
wonder if
wants to be taken care of. She wants all of it, and
I wonder if she was
couldn't on doing
spoiled
it.
as a child, you know?
I know. I was thinking
Probably.
that.
Like she was never told no, is what it seems like. But
Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Poor guy. I can't even
Was it a
imagine.
guy or a girl that wrote this? The guy.
It was the guy.
So there also
Yeah.
probably could be a different perspective. I always keep an open mind when it's one way.
Yeah.
Not that he's lying, obviously.
Oh,
That
well,
could be
he could have also he could have said no to a lot of things.
Yeah.
correct. He created the monster.
Because he was like,
Well,
"Okay, I'll get you whatever you want."
he did tell her that he did not want the horses, but got them for her anyways. He should have stood his ground and been like, "No, unless you're going to take care of them, we're not getting them."
Imagine
Maybe
me going
started
to
with one,
Imagine me going to ask Camden right now. Hey, can you buy me a couple horses?
right?
We'll just put them in our backyard.
Also, knowing your wife, you know that she doesn't do much. Like, obviously, that's the vibe I'm getting, that she's lazy and, like, doesn't. Heck no. I'd be like, no, you won't take care of. Like, just being realistic. Like, I will be the one doing the work. We're not gonna. That's the reason. Like, I will be the one taking care of these horses. Like, so he should have already known. Like, how she is.
Well, yeah, because
And
they
how
got married 5 years ago. He bought the house right after they got married, along with the horses and the dogs and yeah. So it's been 5 years of him doing this.
Honestly, he could go and be like, "Okay, well, you're not going to do any of this stuff, then you go find a full-time job and I will stay home with the kids and the horses and the dogs. Since
Yep.
I already do all of that anyway, you go
I'll
find a
be-
full-time job and I'll stay home."
There are people that do that. Like, if
Yeah.
the woman in the relationship makes more, like, higher paying job or whatever. Like, I have a couple of friends that the guy has stayed home and been a stay at home dad. I've seen that more, actually. I'm not
Good
against it.
good for the women going after their dreams, you know?
Yeah, I know. So, like, that's fine. I'll go, and then you can save money. And honestly, it's been about daycare. Is why people are doing that, because it's so much money to spend on daycare that the dad's like, well, you make majority of the money, like you're a higher paying job than mine. Let me stay home, so we don't have to pay for daycare. That's really why people are doing it.
Literally why I'm a stay-at-home mom, because if I did work and put Chase in daycare, my whole paycheck would just go to that. And like, why would I pay someone else to do something that I can do?
Yeah.
Anyway, getting off on tangents there, but dang, that guy needs to have a little, or not a little, needs to have a big chat with his wife about
Here it is.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And needs to use the fun 2-letter N-word. No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like, that's feasible. Sorry. It's not going to work.
Well, I have a very opposite story about a no good husband. So we went from having an all-star husband to now this is called, "Am I the asshole for telling my husband I will no longer be sharing photos and videos with him of our baby's precious first moments?" It's pretty long, but it starts off, the writer says, "I apologize in advance if this has any grammar or spelling issues or if it appears as a wall of text. I'm typing this using my phone." Okay, cool. My husband and I have been married for 5 years. We have 3 amazing kids together, 12, 5, and 8 months. Our 12-year-old is from a previous relationship. With that being said, let's get to the drama. My husband is gone and found himself a side piece. We had some ups and downs, and he would constantly talk to other women. So, in my mental distress, we agreed to an open marriage. He never got serious with them, or they disappeared before they found out about his toxic behavior. Recently, he found someone who is young, damaged, and apparently like me before the kids. All of that is upsetting, but whatever. He met this girl 2 months ago and has spent every extra dime and all of his time with her. At this point, he only comes home to sleep and eat. So I told him that if he can't spend time at home, he is choosing her over his kids. He tells me that's not true and that he would never abandon his children. I guess there are multiple definitions of abandonment, so that's also whatever. Yesterday, I took pictures of our baby doing adorable things and shared them with the family. He complained, saying I should have sent one to him. I said that if he decided to be with her instead of spending time with his kids, that was his problem. He said that was kind of a bitchy thing to do and that I'm being an asshole. I don't see it that way. If you live with your kids and you don't spend time with them, that's your problem, not mine. If he's at work when our kid does something, sure, I'll share the moment with him. However, he's not home. He's never home. If he's choosing to be with her every day and is never home, then why should I share my special moments of my kids with him? No, I am not over-exaggerating the situation. He gets up at 9 a.m., goes for his walk or whatever exercises he does to get in shape. Then he leaves the house and goes to her place. He doesn't work until after 1 p.m. and should be home around 1 a.m., but he doesn't. He's not home until almost 3 a.m. On weekends, it's the same. Out at 9 a.m. and not back until 3 a.m. Once in a while, he's home for like an hour maybe, but in the last 2 months, this is how it's been. So I told him to start spending time with his kids or whatever he missed because he was with her is his own consequence. So you tell me, am I in the wrong for not sharing the moments he missed with them?
No.
An open marriage is like, in general, like a whole nother
Topic?
land
Yeah.
that I don't even know. I don't have any expertise in that. I don't literally know experience or anything like that. So I don't even know how that goes. But I just know like when you are intimate with someone else, we talked about this. We talked about this last time, where emotionally open yourself up to it, physically open yourself up to somebody else. You get that connection, and I just think that he is all about that person right now, and he's not being a good dad. And so that's why I feel like it would be hard to have like an open marriage and all of that. Like I feel like that whole situation is sticky in general, that she agreed to, that she probably shouldn't have if she, but he's not being a dad at all is what it's saying. Like if you're not showing up and you're not being a part of your kid's life, you're not being a dad.
Yeah, 100%.
Period.
And she only agreed to, like, and she did it, like, mentally is just not okay. So she was just trying to do what she could to keep her husband around for her and her kids. And I think she agreed to an open marriage thinking that he would still give time and energy into that relationship. Like, she was like, okay, fine, you can cheat, but I still want you around with me and the kids. And he is not doing that.
Yeah.
So, like, her little plan there of trying to still have her husband and father of her children around backfired because he's not there. And now he's mad that he can't share the special moments.
Show up.
Literally be there. Literally be there. He probably works like 4 days a week, I would assume, if he's working 12-hour shifts. Like, there are days that you can then choose to spend with your children at home instead of going to your side piece, or I guess your current now main piece is what it feels like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not a side anymore.
The wife is the side piece.
Yeah. Oh, that
Mm.
just becomes so messy because, like, how do you, as your kids get older, how do you explain that?
I mean, they have kids that
Right?
are 12,
12.
5,
Oh, okay.
and 8 months old. Like, they're already in a very, like, well, not the eight
Yeah,
month old, but even as a
12-year-old.
5-year-old, you're going to realize,
Yeah.
hey, daddy's not around. Where's he at? Like, the 8-month-old won't yet, but. And the 12-year-old isn't from their marriage.
Oh,
And
okay.
she never went and explained that too much more, so I don't know if it's hers or his.
Probably hers.
But 12-year-old, something's going down if
Oh, definitely.
dad's not coming home. So
Hmm.
most of the comments were like, you're only in the wrong for not divorcing your cheating husband, to be honest.
I know, like the open marriage is so sticky. Like I know it works for people. Well, maybe it works for people. I have no idea. But it's just not my lifestyle, I guess, because
Mm-mm.
that's just not something I would ever even consider. Because
No.
I think it comes down to like, why do you want an open marriage? What am I not providing? What am I
Hmm.
not fulfilling in this relationship that you think you need to go to her and get that fulfillment, whether it be sexually, whether it's emotionally, whether it's whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's a reason why people want an open marriage is because they're not getting something from their current marriage.
And I could be just assuming here, because it's not written in the story, but I did just look back at it. They've been married for 5 years and they have a 5-year-old. So I wonder if they did get married because they got pregnant.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they're
Because she
young.
also said that we've had ups and downs and he would constantly talk to other women. But she, I know a bunch of people that are like, if you get pregnant, you have to marry that person.
Yeah, people think like that.
Um,
Or if they're really young when it happens,
but
they
I
assume.
don't know how old they are. She already has a 12-year-old, so I'm assuming at least like 30.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just, they're not like, I mean, they're our age, kind of. So like, I don't know. I I feel like even if she knew that he was like this the whole time, she got pregnant and maybe could have had to marry him for her family or his family or whatever, and she thought maybe he would change. And clearly that's not the case.
That's just like not a good feeling for her. Like sitting there being like, what is he doing?
Yeah. I don't
You
think
know?
I'd want to
Yeah.
share the moments either. I would want to use that. I mean, that may be petty sounding and I don't really care, but if I knew my husband was off with another woman, he would never do that. But
Yeah.
if he was and Chase, did something cute or said like his first like full sentence or walked without any help, I would probably keep that to myself and be like, you want to see it? You know where we live.
That's exactly. I don't,
Hmm.
no shame. No shame at all. Well, and then it also just messes with the relationship in general if you guys ever reestablishing. Because if he was around, I can tell you this, I'm not touching you. I'm not looking at you because
Oh,
I'm grossed out by you. And because I know what you're doing, I know who you're with. I know, like, that's not attractive. That's not going to fix things. That's not going to make things better in your marriage. So end it now. Like, stop doing this cycle of hoping somebody will change and have better character and be faithful to you when they're not showing, their actions are telling you they're not going to. So do what's better for your family, better for you. Stop waiting for it. Because honestly, if he was around, I wouldn't even want it. I'd be like, oh, gross.
mm-mm.
You're gross.
And there's
You're
some
gross.
people that are like that, and that's great for them. They mutually agree, hey,
Yeah.
this lifestyle is how we're going to live, and we are both okay with it. She only said that she was okay with it because she wanted to try to keep her relationship with her husband and the father of her children.
For like a
And
reason.
no, definitely not a good reason.
Mm-mm.
But I think she was just trying to keep the family together, keep the peace. Like, she loves her husband and he's constantly effing up. But she is, I mean, girl, I'd be gone. But that's just me personally. But she's trying to like keep the family together for the kids, and there's just some things you don't just do for the kids. In my opinion, that's just me personally.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But
Better for them long term.
yeah, because then you're pretty much teaching them that what daddy is doing is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how a man should treat you when that's not.
Yeah. Or this is how you should treat women if they have a boy. Like,
Yes. Like, they pick up on everything, how you respond to situations, what's going on, what's the family dynamic, how do you love people. They're learning all of that. They're little sponges. And so if you're accepting that, then they're going to think that's how you treat people. And it's not. That's how you treat a relationship. That's what you're supposed to tolerate. Whatever it is. Like, no, it's not.
do better or move on.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was actually a little spicy for a Jess story. Yeah. I think I chose a spicy one today.
Yeah.
You did good.
For sure.
I know, I'm trying. Season 2 is all about me keeping up with Katie's spicy story finds.
Like, basically keeping up with the Kardashians, but keeping up with Katie.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Well, you guys, we had some good stories today.
We were doing it well.
Yeah, we had all sorts of husbands in our stories today. I think we covered every good, bad, ugly situation.
All right, guys, make sure you go like, comment, subscribe, repost we're on Spotify, YouTube, got some clips on TikTok, do all the things, and thanks for watching.
Share it to your mama.
Share it to your mama.
Grandma. I don't know.
All right. Well, guys, that's the tea. We are just 3 mamas
spilling the tea. Bye.